Assalamualaikum guys, I am Alam Khan from SUCL Sindh University campus Larkana from BBA 2K20. My roll number is 01 and I am going to tell you about ICT Introduction to Computer. Here is some topics of uh, the five different part of a computer: input and output devices, hardware and software, network of computer. First of all, we should know what is a computer. A computer is any machine that can be programmed to carry out a set of algorithm and arithmetic instructions. So here is the five main different part of computer. The first one is a motherboard and a central processing unit. We can call it a CPU. A graphic processing unit, GPU, also known as video card. Random access memory, RAM, also known as a volatile memory. Storage, solid state drives, SSD, or the hard disk drive, HDD. So first, what is a motherboard? What is motherboard? Then all components of a computer communicate through a circle, board called the motherboard, as was mentioned above. What it does: think of the motherboard as a glue that holds everything else together. The recipe likes to be one feature in our summer course for kids. Dwelling and card you don't take home laptop is a motherboard. The motherboard, video card, and central processing unit are contained in a aggregate built-in cheapest show in the picture below. The another topic is the central processing unit. We can call it a CPU. What it is: the CPU is often called the brain of the computer, thanks to its direct the communication to the motherboard and communication with all of the computer's other components. What it does work: whenever you write a line of a code in a Python, Java, C++, or any other programming language, it's broken down into assembly language, which is language that the process can understand. It fetches, decodes, and executes these instructions, and that's where the CPU comes in. All the process and the computer handles are taken care of by the CPU. The third one is the graphic processing unit. We can call it GPU. GPU, what it is: it is not a common into higher grammars abuse or over the next new graphic card, as these graphics cards make it possible for a computer to generate high even visual likes or those found in the many different type of videos game. In addition to video game thoughts, good graphics cards also come in handy for those who rely on imagine to the order to execute their craft. There isn't high monitor connected to it. And another, the random access memory. We can call it RAM. RAM, also known as a volatile memory, stores data regarding frequently accessed programming and a process. It's called volatile memory because it gets erased every time the computer restart. RAM helps programs and games start up and close quickly. Another one is storage. Storage, all components use somewhere to store their data. Modern computers either use to hard disk drive, HDD, or solid state drive, SSD. What it does: HDDs are made of an actual disk into which data is stored. The disk is read by a machine. Or HDDs are cheaper than SSD, but are slowly becoming more and more obsolete. SSDs, think SIM card, have no moving parts and are faster than a hard drive because no time is spent waiting for a machine arms to find data on physical location on the disk. Here is my another topic is input and output devices. Input and output devices allow the computer system to interact with the outside world by moving data into and out of the system. An input device is used to bring data into the system. Some inputs devices are first one is keyboard, second one is mouse, third one is microphone, and fourth one is barcode reader, and fifth one is graphic table. An output device is used to send data out of the system. Some output devices are the first one is monitor, printer, and a speaker. Input and output devices are usually called I/O devices. They are directly connected to electric module inside the system until called a device controller. For example, the speakers of a multimedia computer system are directly connected to a device controller called an IDO card, such as a Sun Blaster, which is turned into connected to the rest of the system. Sometimes secondary memory devices like the hard disk are called I/O devices because they move data in and out of a main memory. What counts as an input and output devices depends on context. To a user, an input and output devices is a something outside of the system box. To a programmer, everything outside of the processor and main memory looks like an input and output devices. To an engineer working on the design of a processor, everything outside of the processor is an input and output devices. My another topic is a difference between hardware and a software. First of all, what is computer hardware? Hardware refers to the physical components of a computer. Computer hardware is any part of the computer that we can touch these parts. These are the primary electronic devices used to build up the computer. Example of a hardware is in a computer are the processor, memory device, monitor, printer, keyboard, mouse, and the central processing unit. And what is computer software? Software is a collection of instructions, procedures, documentation that performs different tasks on a computer system. We can say also a computer software is a programming code executed on a computer processor. The code can be machine level code or the code written for an operating system. For example, of a software or a MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Google Chrome, Photoshop, MCQ, etc. A computer software, this is a one is the best quality that we can't touch the computer software, but the computer hardware we can touch them. Here, what is a difference between a hardware and a software? Hardware is a physical part of a computer that cause processing of data, and another hand, a software is a set of instructions that tell a computer exactly what to do. And hardware, it is a manufacturer, and another hand, it is a developed and a engineered. And hardware cannot perform any task without software, but software cannot be executed without a hardware. As a hardware are a physical electronic devices we can see and touch, but a software we can see and also use the software but can't actually touch them. It is it has a four main categories: input device, output device, storage, and internal components. Another hand, it is a mainly divided into system of software, programming software, and application software. Here is hardware is not affected by a computer virus, but software is affected by a computer virus. It can be transferred from one place to another exactly through network, but it can't be transferred. Software we can't transfer it. If hardware is a damage, it's replaced with a new one. If software is damaged, its backup copy can be installed. For example, keyboard, mouse, monitor, printer, CPU, hardware, disk, and RAM. This type of hardware we can manage them, and we can touch them. Also we can repair also them. But in a software categories, MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Photoshop, MCQs, if we can't touch them, and not a, we also we can't, we're unable to repair. Is another topic. What is a computer and the type of a definition? A computer network is a set of a connected computers are on a network are called nodes. The connection between computers can be done via cabling, most commonly the Ethernet cable or a fiber cable. Connections can also be wireless. You will hear the term Wi-Fi to describe information sent via radio waves. Here is three type of network connections. The first one is star topology. A star topology is design of a network where a central nodes external a cable for a wireless to each computer on the network. One star network computers are connected independently to the center of a network. A star topology allows a straightforward management of the entire network from one place since each node has its own connection. The loss of one node won't break the whole things. If you need to add a device to the network, it plugs right and without additional extra efforts. The only problem is that there is a single point of failure in the star network. If there is only one hub, the whole thing goes down. However, networking professional will often have fail our service backups that keeps things running while they fix the main servers. And another type is bus topology. A bus topology is another type of a design where a single cable connects all computer and the information instead for the last node of the network must run through each connection computer. Each connected computer, if a cable is broken or computer connected down, the line cannot reach the network. The benefit of a bus topology is a minimal use of a cabling. The another network is ring topology. A similar topology is called a ring. Is this design computer are connected via a single cable, but the end nodes also are connected to each other. In this design, the single cable but the end nodes circulate through the network until it finds the instead recipient. If a network node is not configured properly, or it's a down temporary. For another reason, the single signal will make a number of attempts to find its destinations. A Colport's rings topology where the general nodes is a network device called a hub, a router, or switch. This device runs a ring topology entirely and a feature pulling from the cable. Next, each computer has an independent cable which plugs into the device. An office that has the collapse ring, there will be a cabling closest or a space containing a switch device that connect the network. All computers in the office connected to the cabling closest and the switch. Even if a network plug is near a disk, the plug is cannot via a cable is the cabling closest. Hope you will understand my topic and you will know now you have to idea what is a network of computer.